This video is what you are waiting for. All of these games are able to play offline. Our team tries to give the best graphic one and will explain in detail about the gameplay. So, you will select the best offline game easily. Remember to support this channel by tapping the like button and please enjoy the video of Top 15 Best Offline Games Mobile to Play in 2025. Top Offline Games Android and iOS. Arcane Quest Legends 2 Offline. This game is really refreshing. It's just a new release RPG game offline for Android and available to play freely. It has a great combat mechanism where we can get a companion to help while in the combat. There are 3 different job of companions. They are warrior, archer, and mage. It has a story mission base with more action in gameplay. The dark fantasy theme is the main background we can experience. When our hero reach a new level, then we will gain an attribute status and build your characters as you wanted by adding it into the hero's attack, defense, HP, or speed. Every single action should be played manually, even if we should see the next destination quest by a hint on the map. Arcane Quest Legends 2 Offline only needs 600 MB size in total. With this graphic and how well the game runs on mobile, making it becomes one of the most worthy RPG offline games to play in 2025. Sente and the 7 Sirens. This game was released on PC and got a remake on Nintendo Switch, but right now we can play the game in a better quality in the mobile platforms. Seriously, this game is one of the best offline adventure games if you are looking for something different. The main gameplay has a side-scrolling perspective. We only need to navigate the hero by going forward and also backwards. The enemy will come up from land and also air attack, so we can use the jump button to the enemy or to avoid the obstacle. This game has a lot of tasks we can follow as the side mission and also the main mission. When you are out of the main mission, then try to ask the mayor for the hint for the next mission. The gameplay mechanism of Shantae and 7 Sirens is, we can only use 2 basic buttons of jump and also attack, which is pretty simple. Adjusting the game's level before you start the game is possible to do. While in the village, we can ask the NPC to strengthen the weapon and any good thing to improve the hero's strength. Code Zero. This game is a hidden offline game and we can support the game's developer by getting some items in the shop. But of course this game is free to play and only available to download on Google now. The game has an action hack and slash game where we can combine a different button to make a variety of actions. There are 6 combinations we can do and we can learn and check on the tutorial menu. So we don't even need to try because the pattern is pretty clear and easy. Once we have a combat, then the area will be closed, so we need to clear the enemies at all first to get through to the next area. At the last area, the boss will be waiting for us to be faced. Code Zero needs a huge update. Hopefully, the developer will add this game to the Play Store and App Store. ZoITA. This game is a really good premium offline game. It has a card battle base, but the main hero has 2D graphic models. The game combat mechanism lets the player release his skill multiple times based on the turn we have. The cards that have been displayed on the hand are switchable and useful to deal the damage. We will get a random card every time we start the turn. It doesn't have some features that interesting me, but the main gameplay mechanism is enough to attract the player to play this game. Overall, the gameplay visual looks quite monotone, need more variation to add like a skill showcase. The game's visual looks so colorful though. River City Girls 2. Never underestimate pixel art graphic games, because this game was released on PC before and right now we can play the game on the mobile platform. I really love how the game seems so great as a pixel visual. It has a very smooth movement with a lot of action we can do. Hitting the enemies with a regular attack or the heavy attack, blocking and also jumping is able to do. Especially, the game has a massive number of the enemies in one area, which this kind of game is well known as the beat them up base. On a certain enemy, we can try to be weaker than first and ask them to join our team by recruiting. Actually, it has an open world base. Once we have cleared the stage, then we can go around to the previous area. Crunchyroll River City Girls 2 is the new best offline game 2025, but we need to become a member to log in one time only. Relic Rumble. This game seems like a multiplayer game, but actually we are playing with bots in an offline game at all. Even they try to make a matchmaking look like we were really inviting the actual player. This game has a brawl game base, so every hero will compete with each other. The hero with the most green gem will become the winner. In the last 1 minute is the most crucial moment to reach and lead the score. The enemy will gather in one area to collect the huge number of gems. There are 3 main heroes available to select from. They are all Wizard, Warrior and Archer, so we can pick classes before we start the game. Every single hero will represent a different roleplay and fighting style, so make sure you understand about it before selecting it. With less than 1 GB, we already have an addictive new best offline game for mobile. Angel Sword. I should put this game on the best RPG offline game on mobile. No matter what year we are playing the game, surely the game's graphic can still be compared now. This game has a huge open world games with an amazing action we can do. We can all fly and fight with the monster on the air and swimming even deeper under the water. All these things are really good to experience, and the new game offline now should learn from this game. The combat mechanism is a hack and slash game. We should try to be concerned about the stamina. Once it runs out, then the hero can't move and looks so exhausted. The stamina will recharge over time. I love how alive the game looks by the villager and how the NPC are walking around randomly. Accept many side quests to help the villager to earn more rewards. There are 2 factions of Angel and Fallen are able to select. Angel Sword is the best open world offline game with the best graphic for Android and iOS. Animus Harbringer, one of the best high graphic offline games that still exists until now. This game is absolutely the clone of Dark Souls mobile game, with a high intensity and pretty dynamic in combat. We need a high concentration to avoid any single strike from the boss. Because his attack is way stronger than us, we can block and dodge the attack multiple times. This game actually has a premium version to continue the campaign, so for the beta test, I'm sure it will attract you easily. The whole game is set in a dark fantasy theme base, so we'll feel a better experience while exploring a certain area. Actually, we will find a lot of games of the Animus series, but this game seems so special because it's pretty cool in action with a fast-paced combat level. GRA Mobile RP World. We should be grateful for this game with free access to play offline. Can you imagine? This game is 100 MB in size. It's pretty small game size with such a complete features of the game giving to the player. Even if it has an offline mode, but the developer are successfully making it look like a multiplayer mode. We can see the other bots are driving a car and crashing each other. Anyway, it has a GTA game's vibe, where we have a full control of everything that we want to do. Making a chaos within the townsfolk by crashing a car to hit them all, or by your bare hands is possible. We will gain a different amount of in-game golds to buy some equipment after. GRA Mobile RP World has an open world base with a huge area that we can explore. I really hope the developer will make a police officer that will approach us when we are in chaos. Furry Fury. This game get a huge update from the previous version. It looks way more sharper in visual and has a better feature. In game, we should collect some wanted poster to collect more reward. Mostly, it will be located at a hidden area, so we need to keep exploring the area even though it seems quite small. The game combat is a hack and slash, but we will have a sword and gun as a primary weapon. Once the gauge meter reach at maximum point, then we can summon a huge rabbit monster to support us and dealing a massive number. The gameplay is really newbie friendly because each time we lock the target, then the hero will automatically come closer to the enemies. This is one of the best new offline games for mobile with a high rating on Play Store reaching 4.8 stars. Takasi Ninja Warrior Remake. We all need this kind of game offline with full of action in a fast-paced level. The game combat mechanism will push the player to play strategically. Always keep your eyes on the stamina indicator because every action will consume it and it will become so crucial in the last result of the combat. Even it's an hack and slash game, but also we can use an assassination skill to stab the enemy from behind to create an instant kill. The element skill will be playable as your long range effect, and it will boost your winning chance bigger when we deal to a bigger number of the enemies at once. The game is quite hardcore, especially when we face the boss stage. He will make a difficult battle without any mercy. Even the game size is really small, but the game's quality is top tier level as the best offline game action RPG. Wrath of Gilgamesh. This is a new offline game that looks so interesting in gameplay. We'll play like a war between the Vikings, so we are not alone actually, because the troops will come to help us in a huge number and will fight side by side behind us. Once we come forward, the entire troops will follow us as well. In combat, we can make a counter when the enemy does any block by kicking. We can use the dodge button and how we should defend ourselves by blocking the attack and adjust the directions to the attackers. It doesn't have any storyline at all, it will directly into an action. Some new weapons will be available to select once we find the treasure chest. Wrath of Gilgamesh has less than 1GB size, but I think the developer need to add a storyline. Best offline game action for mobile. Legend of Skyfist 2. What a great new game with the new sequel we have now on mobile. After getting a huge success in the previous version, then they update the game into the next sequel. I love how the graphics make a huge progress with better visual. The control now is way smoother and pretty responsive, even when we try to face the monster in a larger number in a smaller area. In-game, we can use a hook route to pull the enemy from a distance and make them become confusing. This is the best strategy to hit the enemy while they are in unconscious condition. It has a great adventure experience. We should find out the hidden path and open the gate by finding the hint to reach a certain object. Legend of the Skyfist 2 is the best single-player adventure game mobile. Battleheart Legacy. If you are a fan of classical role-playing games offline with an open-world concept, then I would 100% recommend you all to play this game. Such a pleasure to have this game on mobile with a great graphic and beautiful ambience while we are at a village. I love how we can interact with the other NPC and know about the situation and condition of the villagers. The game has an easy way to play. Just by tapping the screen, then the hero will go directly into the spot. Get yourself ready by getting some potion and then explore the dungeon. But before you do it, make sure you learn a skill by selecting a different job classes like a warrior, archer, mage, berserker, and priest. I guarantee you will easily fall in love with the combat style. It feels so smooth. Battleheart Legacy is one of the best hidden game RPG in the history of mobile. Akushi Juragan Kosan. This game will be your best way to know how to become a billionaire by making more boarding house and renting it to the other customers. We will get the simplest way to become a businessman, but of course it will make sense. The graphics are pretty good, but when I try making the game into the maximum setting, then it becomes a little bit laggy sometimes, but most of the time the game will run perfectly. In the game, we can change the point of view of the first person or third person. The city is wide with so many stores open and we can get stuff by visiting it. Surely this game is the best open world offline game mobile, but needs an update to change the language to become English. These all are the best offline games to play now, no matter what phones you are using now. I'm sure all of these games will run amazingly. Remember to like this video. Thanks for watching the best offline games mobile to play in 2025. Top offline games Android and iOS. See you on the next video. Thanks.